Hello, welcome to this short video on the QR Explore scanner. The scanner application is free to use and combines Google Sheets with QR codes to allow you to check people into events and to log how often codes are scanned. It also checks the validity of codes against the data in your spreadsheet, so it's perfectly suited to attendee tracking at events, returning library books, anywhere where you'd like to combine a spreadsheet with QR codes. There's a huge amount of information on scan.qrexplore.com to get you started, including a demo sheet which you can copy into your Google Sheets to get started quickly. So let's head over to that sheet and have a look. So these are attendees at an event. We've added 3 columns for the QR Explore scanner. That is ID, text and scanned. The ID is a unique identifier for this attendee, which in this case is just the name. The text is what we'd show next to the code when it's scanned or when it's printed. And the column QR scanned shows us how many times this code has been scanned. In this case, all attendees have not checked in, so they're set to 0. Let's copy that information and we'll take it over to the QR Explore label generator. And here we can generate a PDF which will print directly onto Avery labels, so we can create name tags so users can use them to check in. So now we have our codes and our spreadsheet, we can get started with the application. We're going to click Configure Your Scan. If you've done this before, you can get straight to start scanning. But let's start again from scratch. So I've already signed in with Google, but you'll need to do this at least once and make sure we have access to Google Sheets and Google Drive so we can read and write to that spreadsheet for the application to function correctly. Once we've signed in, we'll get a list of all of our spreadsheets. It's ordered by most recently modified, so here's the one we want at the top. We'll select that. There's only one tab in this spreadsheet, so we'll use this. And now the application has mapped the 3 fields we require, so the unique ID, text to show and scanned, against the columns in the spreadsheet. You can modify this. It'll default to QR_ID, text and scanned if they are there. And the final piece of configuration is where the code should only work once. So if someone tries to scan in twice, it will fail. For an event attendee tracking example, we'll leave that checked. Hit confirm, and now we can start scanning. So on the left-hand side, we'll have our viewport where we will see the codes as we're scanning them. And on the right-hand side, we have the information we've got from the Google Sheet. This works on mobile and desktop. You may be asked to give permission for the camera, and you can choose which camera you use up here. So let's get started with scanning in. We'll start with Austin. The code is valid. We see the text to be shown. It's Austin Underwood, and now we can dismiss that and pop back to the spreadsheet to see that it has been updated. Now, if we try to scan that same attendee again a second time, remembering that checkbox was checked, we now get a message to say that this code has already been scanned, so we shouldn't let them in. Now let's try a new user. Here's Vanessa. She's checked in successfully. And then a code that isn't registered in the spreadsheet, not registered for event, is the data in the code, and this is not someone we should let into the event. And we can see that the spreadsheet's been updated. Now the application works across multiple devices, so if you have 3 people checking in, you may see the spreadsheet update like this. We periodically synchronize the information back to the application, and now we can see that those 2 attendees have been checked in. So you should get consistent scanning between those devices. All users must just have access to their Google Sheet. Now, if we head back to scan.qrexplore.com, there's a lot of information here, including privacy policy, terms of service, and contact details to get in touch if you need support. It's support@qrexplore.com. Thank you and good luck.